Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Dan here with Soft Wash Solutions, Broome County, New York. Hey, today I got a cool video for you. I'm going to go through and show you how I do my remote quoting process. Alright, check it out. Alright, I'm going to get you behind the computer here and I'll show you the process, how I use Google Earth, how I use Realtor.com, all these places, and how I do my pricing based on what the customer is asking. Alright, check it out. Alright, I'm going to get you guys on the computer here. I'm going to get you on this camera, watching what I do on the computer. I'm going to take you through my process here. There's 2 or 3 different ways that I use to come up with a remote quote price, all right? Here we go. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. We'll be in communication with the person. I'll say, hey, send me your address, send you a remote quote. So what I'll do is I'll type in that address. We're going to use this one for example. All right. I'm going to use this one, and you'll see it comes up. Usually you'll see it comes up with Zillow or Trulia. I'll just click on Zillow. Now you're going to see in this information up here, up at the top, it'll say the square footage. It'll say stuff like that. Obviously this house isn't for sale, so there's not a lot of photos, but that's okay. All I really need to know is the square footage. And then I will take that information, go over to Google Earth, and I will do the rest of my estimations from there. Alright? You can also ask the customer for the square footage, but I always end up looking it up anyways just to verify and to see if there is any pictures of the house that'll give me a better example of what I'm going for here. So you can see this house, let's say, is 3,683 square feet. So then what I'll do is I'll take that address and I'll go down here to Google Earth, type in that address. Okay, it's gonna pull me over here. All right, so here's that house that we're using for example. Now here's something cool that you can do. Let me see, I gotta look down. Make sure you're looking down on this house, directly above it, okay? So what you're gonna do here is measure it with a ruler. Alright, so I'm above this house that I'm using, for example. So what I'm gonna do is measure the ruler just for the hell of it. You don't need to do this, but you select polygon. You make sure square feet is set there for the unit of measurement. And you're just going to draw a box around it. Alright, draw a box around it. There's a portion of the house. I'm going to include a portion there. Alright, there's nothing here. Pull it over there. Alright, so right away we could see that that's pretty close. We got 2,700 square feet there. This is a 3-story house, so keep that in mind. I'll probably split the difference in the measurements, or I will consider it to be exactly what it is since it's a 3-story house for my estimation purposes. So now we know that we can call that house what it says it is. So now I'm going to come over and I'm going to measure the driveway in case they want the driveway estimated. So let's say they want the driveway estimate. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll measure the driveway. Right here starts the road, go here, to the curve, to the next part of the curve, to the next part of the curve, and then right side of the garage. And then we'll take this guy, go here to the road, this guy, move it over, go in here, go down this way, this guy's gotta go here, put this down there, we'll put a new one, put this guy here. Like this. Sometimes these things get a little weird. Alright, so we see that this here is a 3,300 square foot driveway. It's a pretty big driveway. Now what you would do is take that information, add it to the house, to the quote, whatever. It's a different pricing per square footage based on whether it's a house or it's a driveway, surface cleaning versus house washing, that kind of thing. So we would take the 3,300 square foot size, multiply that times our factor per square foot for the driveway pressure washing, and then we would add that total price to the price of the 3,300, whatever I said it was, 3,300 square foot of the house for the house wash price per square footage. And then we would send that over to them in an options quote format so they could select which option or both that they want. And then that's how we would do it. Then we would set up a date and come and do it. Alright, so I'm not going to go over what the total price would be for this job because I don't like to talk about prices on my YouTube channel yet. Guys, let me know how you do it. This is how I do it for houses that are pretty straightforward. If it's a ranch style house or it's a small building or a small driveway that doesn't have any issues with access or anything like that, or water supply, or runoffs or koi ponds, that kind of thing. If it's nothing like that, I'll just do it right over the internet just like this. If it's something a little more complicated, I'll schedule an appointment to come out there and do a walkthrough quote with the customer. But I'd say 80% of my jobs that I do, my quote process is just like this. It takes me about 30 minutes to send out a quote, and I've never had an issue with it. I've never had a job that let me down with this quote process. You know, as long as you're asking the customers all those important questions before you do the quote, like, hey, how's your water supply? Do you have good water? You know, how many spigots do you have? You know, you need to know where you need to place your trailer and all these little things that can make setting up and doing the job a lot easier. Ask them all those safety questions too, like, do you have exposed outlets? Do you have koi ponds? Do you have wildlife? You know, stuff like that. You ask all those questions, and then you decide at that point whether you want to do a remote quote online. If you do this and you're done. If not, you got koi ponds, or they got exposed outlets and stuff like that, or difficult spigots in difficult areas, you know, or if they got low water pressure, maybe you want to go out and check that house out. You know, depends on whether you're using a reserve tank or not. So another step that I use in my quoting process, if I do have a difficult house, which, you know, is 3 stories, or, you know, whatever, has crazy steep roof or something like that, if they want a gutter job, you know, a lot of times I will take my drone out with me. If I do end up going to the house, while I'm there, it takes me 5 minutes to put the drone in the air and fly it around the gutters and make sure that they're good. A lot of times the gutters are real clean, and you just got to get up on the ladder and unplug that downspout. So you can use the drone for that, and then obviously some before and after photos. But yeah, little things like that, man. Little things like that will help you go a long ways, and will make this remote quoting, or this quoting process in person, a lot faster. I appreciate any feedback. Also, let me know how you do your remote quoting, or however your remote quote process is. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.